Welcome back. We have an amazing guest today. You are here with Coffe Iman, and we have Miss Teasha. Teasha is the runner and the host of Tea with Teash Podcast. So today she's being interviewed, which is probably unusual for her, but we're gonna get down to it and figure out what inspires her and what her why is today. So Teasha, let us know, because I know why I started.
Yeah.
Why did you start? Why was this a passion for you to pursue actually interviewing and sharing other stories?
You know what, with me, it's pretty cut and dry. When I was a little girl, like, I have a really big mouth. I love to talk to people. I love to get stories. I love to ask questions. Anyway, but when I was younger, when Sally, Jesse, Raphael, Oprah, Geraldo, all of them were on, I would always, as soon as they go off, I'll go in my room, set up all of my toys, get my mic out, and here I am interviewing in my room. So pretty much I have my own little talk show thing going on. Like I said, I was a real big talker when I was younger, and I am now. I'm always excited and infatuated with storytelling. I love the art of storytelling, just to get somebody else's reasoning, where they're going, where they've been, what they're doing now, why they want to do it. And I feel like it's just so exhilarating to me to amplify voices. And that's pretty much the beginning of Tea with Teash. I was every bit of maybe about 7 years old when the game kicked out for me. But I said, you know what? I'm going to just let life keep it moving. And then now we ready, girl. We're almost 3 years in.
Okay. I mean, I can appreciate that. Do you ever fear that, okay, today might be the day where this is not something I want to pursue anymore? Or has it always been, well, regardless what's going on, this is going to get done?
Oh, baby, that's just all tea. I don't ever think about a moment of not doing what I love. Being a media girl, being a podcast host, actually being out there on the scene in the world, hopefully having my own talk show one day. This is really it. I'm just, like I said, one of those people that love the art of storytelling. So it's pretty much on and popping. It ain't going nowhere. We just elevating, really.
Well, what's something you have learned or you've taken away from the interviews you have been given?
Stop taking things so seriously. Stop trying to overly prepare and let things happen naturally. I'm one of those people, I don't mind good old bloopers and things like that. Now, you want your interviews to be clean, but I feel like if something happens or something is said, let it roll, because that's what tea is. That's what tea is about. I think just overthinking, over-preparing was definitely something that I had to learn to stop doing, because when you think long, you think wrong. And the next thing you know, you stumbling over your words, you tripping. So I feel like just let things come natural and just, keep it cute, really.
How have you been able to balance life doing that?
Oh my God. I feel like sometimes I'm moving around with my head barely hanging on, but it doesn't feel like work to me. It feels like a dream. It feels like something I'm striving for. So I always make time for that, for sure. But I also make time for family as well. I have a husband, grown kids. But just making sure that I separate the two just a little bit. But I definitely give at least 60% to the craft.
Well, that's a healthier balance than most. I can say sometimes it's 85 for me. Sometimes it's 90% because you like, look, I have to get this done. I have deadlines.
Yeah.
Now balancing all that and chasing this. How do you feel like it's changed? Because you've been in this for a minute, and with everybody else jumping into the podcast forum or saying I'm a podcaster, how has your pivot or your hustle changed with Teash?
Oh my God. I feel like everything has changed because momentum is picking up. I'm still authentic. I'm still me. I still skip to the beat of my own drum. I don't pay attention to outside noise. I just do me. I do now have a media team that I work with or that works with me. And we just make things as effortless as possible, but the
Okay.
grind is always real. Um, I would just have to say, just picking up speed now, just being more active, being outside more, really just trying to get the who's who on the scene and on the set. And so just staying consistent and just ready for the show. I feel like take your little nap or whatnot, but when it's time to roll, it's time to roll.
So it's actually been helpful for you. This more competition has been more helpful for your podcast.
Competition, I wouldn't say that. I don't feel like I'm competing with anybody but me. Some
Okay.
people are striving to be the best podcast host, but I'm just here, like I said, to amplify voices, highlight the creators, the entertainers, the anybody that's really pushing their craft and really serious about it. Even the celebrities that I've talked to, I just feel like it's just all in what I love and where I'm trying to go with it. So I'm actually trying to do a lot of different things. I'm not really focused so much on being the
Okay.
best podcast host.
So let us in on that exclusive. What's on your next to do list?
Oh, so right now, I am nominated for Slept On Personality for a C Award, which hopefully I can go on out to Atlanta and grab that next month. Um,
Yes.
just a few little things here and there, magazine features, just really being outside, like I said, hosting brunches and things like that.
Okay.
But I do want to own my own black owned tea shop, Teash's tea shop. I'm gonna get ready to get involved in that hopefully in the near
Okay.
future. But I want to be wherever God aligns me to be, and having my own talk show. If that's what's on the docket, baby, then that's what's on the docket for the future. So
Do you feel like you're more of like a serial entrepreneur, like the part of business or running business has always been, the gist for you versus saying I have to be in this podcast space?
yeah, girl. Like I
Okay.
said, I'm one of those people with a big personality. I have a lot to say, but there's also a lot of things that I want to hear as well. So I just feel like I'm an around the way girl, just trying to take baby steps, if you will. But I really just want to take over the world one brick at a time. So
And if you had that, I would say like somebody came and said, okay, Tisha, this is whatever you want to do today, your wish is granted. Where do you see that movement going into? Because I mean, you named a lot, and yes, having everything would be great, but what would that look
ooh,
like for you?
what it would look like for me is having my own talk show.
Okay.
Having my own talk show where we just tea, good tea, obviously, but I want real
Mhm.
tea, raw tea. I just want to be, like I said, where I'm aligned to be. I want the stories, I want the scoop, but I also want to assist those that are not able to speak out and speak up. And I
Okay.
want to provide that confidence, that motivation to tell them, hey, we talking up over here, because some people need that push. And so that's what I'm here for. But I definitely want to do so much more with my voice and with my energy and with my effort. So it just looks real busy if I
It
if I
seems
have
like
my
you
way.
have. It seems like you have a lot, like a coaching style that's almost therapeutic. So have you heard that before, or have you got a call back and say, once you interview me, I see that these are the changes I need to make. Like, how has that taken place with the platforms you've been on currently?
Oh my God, that was a good question. You have to run that back. Say that one more time.
You have more of a coaching style where it's therapeutic.
Uh huh.
So, I'm sure someone has called you back and say, since you've interviewed me, this has changed. I have reflected on this. So how has that, how would you pivot that in, or how has that played a role with the platforms you are now currently on?
I have had a couple people reach out because, like I said, I've been doing this. This November will be 3 years. So I started on audio. I started on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Okay.
iHeart Podcast, things like that. So starting from there to now has been very different. But I interviewed quite a few people in the beginning that are like, you know what? I've done some new things since then, and who better to give that tea with than Teach? So
Mhm.
I definitely have them on the list. However, I'm expanding my brand, so I'm not really able to circle back at this time. But when I do, there's some stories that I need to catch up on. So
Okay. I'm here for it. I'm waiting. I would, I would love to see it in a talk show form. Now I know we usually, like podcasters or like interviewees, we cross paths with some of the same artists. And I know in my experience, if I'm all entrepreneurship over here, I'm talking about the way the business is, your why that you're growing, and you may talk about how they're building emotionally. Have you
Mm-hmm.
ever considered collabing on doing like panel type things where the show just doesn't cover your point of view? It's we
Mm-hmm.
covering topics on, on what these artists or celebrities may be facing in a bigger form.
Absolutely. Like I said, I want to get the story. There are a few people that I do want to work with. Jasmine
Okay.
Flowers, which is Love Her Dearly, which is a
Yes,
media
she's
personality.
amazing.
She'll be stopping through 10 with me in May. Oh my God. I definitely want a panel set up because, like I said, I love good kiki, good banter, but I also
Mhm.
like to compare notes and share information. And also, I want to make sure that the people that are watching get their feel, what they're needing from us, what they need out of it. So I definitely want to do that. Now, I will say, if I could work with Leslie Jones, the comedian, baby, I would,
Yes.
because Leslie will take you through and through. But yeah, I would love
Yes.
to do a panel. Girl, where they at?
Yes, I love it. Now, has there ever been anything that you have not shared because you're too busy catching the tea? Like, because I want to know, I want your interviewer to say, I seen you on Coffee. I want to know, I got to get a little bit more about who you are. And I respect that. I want to bring more people to you. So what's
Oh my
something you
God.
just haven't shared that that it's kind of bubbling in, like, you know what, this is something I would like my audience to know about me.
You know what? I feel like I've shared. I'm a real person. I'm very
Mhm.
transparent. I'm very emotional. Is one of the things that I would like for everybody to know. I'm very
Okay.
emotional, but I'm your homegirl's favorite homegirl. Like I'm really like that. I love to have a good time, but I also know when it's time to get to business. But I'm definitely your homegirl's favorite homegirl. Like I love to venture off and do a lot of different things that I would normally do. But I like a good old sisterhood,
Okay.
and I'm really just a cool down to earth person.
So
If you
is
put
it
it that
something
way.
that ever discouraged you from coming back to this type of space? Because, like you said, you've been doing it for 3 years, but it's apparent that this is something you should have been doing a long time. So,
Yeah.
what was the hindrance? Was it fear? Was it
Well, I can honestly say there are times where I'm like, you know what, momentum really ain't doing what I wanted to do, but I have to learn to trust the process.
okay?
I am so late. Well, not even really late to the party, but when I was younger, I wanted to pledge Delta and I wanted
Okay.
to major in journalism. And after graduating high school, I became a mommy. And now my oldest will be 25 and the baby will be 18 this year. So I said to myself, you know what? God has presented this opportunity, baby, let's roll. So I can honestly say I'm just making sure to put my best foot forward, take breaks when I need to. But there are definitely some discouraging moments. But those two shall pass.
She said, "I will remain positive at all times."
They pass, honey, because everybody has them. So
Now you built your podcast and your platform around impacts and around people being comfortable sharing their stories.
yeah.
Is there anything that you feel that, okay, I really want to dig in deeper, but I didn't think this person would want to share? Is there anything that you felt in any interview that you wish you had gone deeper and got more of the story?
You know what? I think that we all want to get that first layer. We want to get that first and second layer because it's safe. You
Hmm.
don't want to dig too deep because these are people that trust their story in your hands. So you definitely don't want to expose certain things and have people looking on the screen like, no, she didn't. What? So there are some times where I'm like, you know what? I probably should have asked them this, or are they dating now? Because everybody wants to know. Or do
Hmm.
they hop, skip, and jump? Or do they eat fried chicken? Or it's always something that you wish you would have gone back and said, damn, I should have asked them that. But I think just trusting my format and trusting my approach, I think I'll start doing that because I kind of know where to take it high and where to take it low. So I think I may just open that door a little bit just to get more of what's underneath the surface because I know it's something under there. So, just I guess I want to stop playing it safe and just give a little bit of, you know,
A
I don't
little
know. Let's
nudge.
see. Let's see.
A little nudge. Now, some people entering this space may be fearful or
Yeah.
may say they're not sure how we come up with questions or the
Yeah.
technique of doing this. What are three things or a few things that you can share with them that kind of help them break that wall and say, okay, I can do this on my, in the lane I want to do it in and have confidence about it.
I would definitely want them to know that this is a safe space, judgment-free zone. This is all about getting a person to feel comfortable, getting a person to feel seen and like I said, safe, for lack of a better word. But I think that there are things that others want to share, but they don't think anybody really wants to know. They don't really
Mm-hmm.
care. They just want to have them on just for visibility or what have you. But I really want each guest to know that you have a story somewhere in there. It doesn't have to mean that it's a bad story. It's just something that you really want the people to know, but you don't know how to put it out there for them. So I think just reeling them in and just providing that whole human situation. Like, I'm human too. Hell, whatever. But I think just allowing them to feel safe and then comfort follows.
And if they wanted to become a host, you're telling them that that's a technique that you will follow, correct? I just want to make sure for
I
clarity.
mean, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of times it's not easy because there's so many podcasts and people say, well, the market is saturated.
Mm,
Well, how can I support this one and support that one? And I've even said recently, your support is just showing up. That's
yeah,
finance free. You have not spent a dollar. You're just telling somebody, hey,
yeah,
T is somebody you want to watch. She's some story you want to hear. I don't care if she had the same guest that somebody else had on. You got to hear it
yeah,
on her platform.
yeah,
Like, how hard is that to find support? Now, did you find more support? This is the question everybody battles about
yeah.
online. Find more support with family and friends or strangers?
I would say strangers, hands down, because strangers don't know you. Strangers don't have they don't expect anything out of you.
Okay.
And they want to see you make it because you are to them, T really. I feel like a lot of people that are afraid that you may plateau and never come back down. I don't really know nothing about it, but I just feel like people that don't know you have the utmost respect for you and your craft because they watch you, they see how you move, and you are a joy for them to listen to. Like, personality is everything. I'm big on your vibe is your tribe. So, whoever loves the authenticity of what you bring, can't nobody do you better than you. So it could be 8 other podcasts that have the same situation, the same vision, but nobody can spin a story like you. Nobody's voice is like yours. So I just try to keep that at the forefront, and people love it. I mean, you may have some people that don't so much, but hey, people didn't really like what Jesus was doing either. So, but he was still on the scene, wasn't he? We still needed something from him. Then we
Not
saw,
on the scene.
yeah, yeah,
I love it. I love it and appreciate the transparency because we don't get that often either.
yeah,
So there's a lot of things that can play a gap in the field that we're in because a lot of people go for clicks or different things or don't realize this is a real business. Wouldn't
yeah,
you kind of take notice like, hey, I'm a brand. This is
yeah,
important. I have to network. Like, what was your thought process when you had to say, hey, it's not just me? It's the
yeah.
entire group of people that's needed to pull this off.
Oh my God. Oh, that's a good question too. Um, I'm so I could honestly say I'm a one man band when it comes to a
Okay.
lot of different things with my show. Ideas, how I want to do something, who I want to talk to, things like that. But I feel like just being a little more serious. I feel like year one, year two, I did what I needed to do to put my name out there and to give somebody the idea to put respect on it. Like, I was serious about it. But I think once you start to veer in a different direction, you have to be mindful of where you are, where you go, who you're hanging around, what even though I didn't do a lot, but it was still like, okay, if we're going to do this, we got to do it all the way. Um, that's even saying when you have certain guests. if I want to interview celebrities or do certain things, you kind of have to let other things go. Like I started at home. We have a lot of talented people here in Kansas City, but if I'm gonna move in a certain direction, I have to kind of go with that and kind of give my locality a back seat a little bit. So
Now I'm glad you said that because we get the backlash a lot, and it's saying, well, such and such is doing this down the street, such and such is doing this. It's like,
yeah,
yes, but do you consider your brand local or a global brand? Like the direction is, it has to be a complete picture. So
yeah,
when building your brand out, was that a personal decision saying, hey, I want to be global?
yeah.
Or was it just, hey, these are the people I find interesting, let me reach out to those people?
I always looked at myself as multinational or global. I never wanted to put myself in a box and just be, local here at home doing things. I always thought outside the box. This was always supposed to be, okay, this is your starting point, but this wasn't my ending. This wasn't
Mm-hmm.
my end all be all. And I feel like you can always keep it 100 from your city by giving respect, getting respect, but also making it known that it's time for me to do something else. And either you with it or you're not. Like, for example, Marco Summers is from here. Funny Marco is what they call him. Sly
Mm-hmm.
Huncho. There's some amazingly talented people that are from here. And, do they reach back? I don't know, because I don't reach. But the point is you start at home, you show love, but your vision and your craft deserves something much bigger. And I think we
Mm-hmm.
all have that idea in mind that you start at home, you love home, but that's not where you're supposed to stay.
Yeah, that's good advice. Now, here, I love to have people share quotes because one thing that can help you through that day is that quote, that thing on repeat, and it kind of lets people know where you're coming from. So, what would be one quote that you constantly use or that you feel that is very useful to kind of get you through a hurdle?
Oh my God. I have a few. Let me see if something quick comes to mind. You can definitely sleep when you're dead. That's one for sure. But you know, um, tea is always on the table. Like I love anything dealing with tea because I love tea, but I also love tea. Tea has always got to be on the table. Whether you feel like it or not, whether you
Mhm.
need to take some downtime, you still got to get up and get on the flow. Like it's one of those things where time waits for nobody. So however bad you feel, you still got to rise to the occasion somewhere. We still got to do it moving. So I feel like that's one to go by. We still got to do it moving because the world's gonna keep turning whether you lay down or not. So, and
That
that
part.
also goes along with losing my mom 2 years ago. Girl, please, do you
Mm.
think all the time I want to do this? No, no, I don't. But it's what I love to do. It's a part of me, and I feel my mother every time I interview somebody or every time I do something like this. So that's really a big motivating factor for me. Like, you have to have something that you love in order to keep thriving. So yeah, I would say get on up, make some shake, and keep it moving.
I
Just to
love it.
not use profanity. Get on up, sis. So yeah,
I love it. I love it. I love it. A whole vibe here with
get
T
on
with
up,
T.
girl.
she, she keeps it hot, guys.
Okay, no joke.
I love it. Well, I appreciate your transparency. Where can my viewers find you next, or what's up that you need us to rally behind you and give you 100% support?
Well, I would say, oh my God, I'm all over Instagram all the time.
Okay.
I have my YouTube channel. It's still pumping and jumping. We trying to get that thing rolling real tough. I am gonna get back into my audio at some point. It's just when you have so many other things going on, it's
Yeah,
it's hard to
I
record
get it.
audio, but that's my first love. That's that on that. But I'm everywhere. If you are in Kansas City or if you're in the surrounding area, or if you just want to see my face or hear my voice, I always jump on Instagram or TikTok. I'm always
Love
somewhere.
it.
Yeah. Oh, and also too, I wanted to mention Mimi Johnson, the CEO and founder of Grind Pretty. Everybody know her. She's from here too. So just giving y'all a little bit of insight on how we coming out here. Kansas City is really on the map. I don't know where y'all been, but
I love it. I love it. Thank you for joining me today. Like I said, make sure you get behind her. She is a face you're gonna see. Hopefully, we do some collabs soon. Coffee and tea, you can't go wrong. You cannot.
girl, because what I mean, what do they want? Those are two beverages.
What more can we give you?
You got to have it to start your day, and some people like it throughout the day. So when you're studying and things like that, who don't want coffee and tea?
That's it. So I mean, you will see us because she's on here telling you, yeah, she's confirming it.
Yeah.
So you'll see us together soon. Appreciate you. Thank you.